If you haven't checked in recently, the film Wildwood has been all the craze in the animation industry, being described as this big, breathtaking, and ambitious project with Leica at the helm. And in a day and age where animation is becoming more saturated and commercialized, films like this are a breath of fresh air. Film studios like Leica and Studio Ghibli are still here to remind us what true art, true dedication in the animation art form looks like. And ever since that first trailer dropped, we all knew this film would be something truly special. I knew this film had potential when I heard about the first original details before the trailer itself. And the more that we got to see of it, the more behind the scenes footage, the more details that they told us about it, the more I knew they were going all in on this project. And just today, I believe, we just got two big, substantial pieces of information that pretty much set in stone that this will be, without question, the best animated movie of the year. And that's what I'm going over today. So yeah, the film Wildwood, it's been hyped up like crazy ever since that first trailer. That first trailer is one of the best animated trailers I have ever seen. It is stunning, it is breathtaking, it doesn't tell you too much about the story, which I love, yet it still gives you a vision that this will be something truly special, something magical. And there were some small details in the trailer that I noticed that, hey, maybe this is going to be a lot more mature, because if we don't know, Leica, despite definitely having its charming films, isn't afraid to veer into more dark and adult territory, you know? Like their last film, Missing Link, was definitely a lot more childish. I would say childish, a lot more directed towards a younger audience. But even then, that film still had gun violence and death and all that stuff. But then other films like Coraline, Paranorman, and Kubo are a lot more mature and dark. Yes, they can be watched by kids, but they still have a lot for adults to value as well. Violence, themes of grief, death, loss, memory, and that is why I respect them so highly. They are not afraid to tell the story they want to without any compromise or interference from any big corporations. Them and Ghibli are, in my opinion, the two best animation studios active right now. They may not put out too many films every now and then, but the stuff that they do put out once in a blue moon is absolutely phenomenal and better than like 90% of what Disney is putting out. Now, I don't want to discredit stuff like DreamWorks. DreamWorks still puts out good stuff. Forgotten Island looks amazing, and seeing how I'm Filipino, I have a lot of hype for that film. But more so animation industries and titans like Disney and Pixar, they've made some good films every now and then, but they're more commercial. They're more saturated. You know, Hexed looks like every modern, oh, I was different. I was never like anyone. It's kind of rebellious girl kind of animated film. We've seen that so many times before. The character designs, they're we've seen that same character design, dorky, unique, whatever. It's not much to talk about. But with Wildwood, Leica's specialty is, of course, the best stop motion animation in the game. They have made these ambitious, stunning projects, these amazing set pieces and character designs and models that are expressive. Their animation stands the test of time. It being real, authentic, every second of it articulated and shot to make sure that it is the best possible for the final outcome. And with Wildwood, it's their most stunning film yet. And like I mentioned before, two substantial pieces of information have been revealed regarding the film. What are those two pieces of information? Well, one, the film will be rated PG-13, their first PG-13 film ever, which is saying a lot because Coraline is one of the darkest PG kids movies out there, and so is a lot of their other films. Like Kubo has a lot of blood, violence in it, and death. It's not afraid to shy into those areas, and yet it still is rated PG. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio deals with fucking fascists, and war and death and violence as well. And it's also PG. This is one of the first, like, more adult oriented stop motion animation projects I've seen. Like there's other ones obviously, like Memoir of a Snail. I haven't seen that. Mary and Max is definitely a lot more adult oriented, and Mad God, but this is like very mainstream. This is very popular, and that they're willing to dip into the darkest territory they ever have and warrant a PG-13 rating really shows how they're going all in with telling the kind of story they want to. In the trailer, I saw some details such as bloody knuckles and gun violence and war and all and whatnot. And I thought that had potential to maybe make some more visceral scenes. And that potential is being delivered upon. This is going to be their darkest, most violent film yet. Obviously not R-rated, it's PG-13, but from some of the earlier trailers, it didn't really look PG-13 per se. It looks PG. It definitely could be dark, but this really is a sign that they are going all in. They are not holding back with this story, and it's going to be an emotional tour de force, along with its stunning visuals and charm and magic. Now, the other piece of information that got revealed, which is probably the biggest, the runtime. So, as you know, stop motion animation takes years to make. And even an hour and a half stop motion animated film can take upwards of 5 years to make. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio took over a decade, and that film is not even 2 hours long. Kubo and the Two Strings took years to make. That's only an hour and 44 minutes, I think. So yeah, it takes a lot of time to do stop motion animation. And from early reports and listings, I thought this film would be like an hour and 40 minutes long, around 100 minutes long, which would be fine, perfectly fine, totally in line with what they're usually doing. And then today they revealed the runtime to be 2 hours and 20 minutes long, making it tied with Spider Man Across the Spider Verse as the longest American animated film and the longest stop motion animated film of all time. So they are not holding back. Kids have short attention spans, and they are directing this towards the adults. This is for the people willing to witness true art. This is for the people willing to take out time in their day to see this work come to life. And I respect the hell out of that. They are telling the story. They are veering into darker territory. They're taking their time with this story. They are not sugarcoating or shortening or glossing over everything. They are taking this story. They are giving it the time it deserves to be told. And I cannot respect that all the more. So, the PG-13 rating is telling us that they are telling the story that they want to without any interference. The long-ass runtime is telling us that they are taking the time they need to flesh out the story and the characters, and the animation, the trailers, everything that we've seen is pretty much building this up to be possibly one of the best films of the year, and one of the best, possibly even the best stop-motion animated film of all time. This film is guaranteed to be a masterpiece, and it has quickly climbed to become one of my top three most anticipated movies of the year, possibly second only to Dune Messiah, because The Odyssey, I'm also very excited for that, but there's some things that I'm skeptical about with it, whereas with this one, I am fully confident this will be an absolute masterpiece. The only thing that I'm slightly skeptical about is that maybe the character of Curtis could be a bit annoying, because I heard in the book he's like that dorky side student kind of character, that one childhood friend. You know what the kind of character I'm talking about. He, oh goodness, he's voiced by Jacob Tremblay, and he's a good actor. I like him, but he can occasionally be a bit annoying, and I'm a bit afraid that maybe the character of Curtis could be a bit annoying. I heard some of his dialogue in one of the sneak peeks, and it sounds a bit like, oh, these trees are so barky and big. It sounds like the typical annoying character. And then the other thing, Aquafina is in this film, and it's Aquafina. So Aside from some potentially annoying characters, though, I'm pretty much confident that this will be a dark, mature, emotional, and epic. Truly epic. It really does deserve to be called an epic because it's taking the runtime, the maturity, and it's really telling the story it wants to. Wildwood is going to be an absolute masterpiece, and there is nothing in the world that is stopping it from doing so. This will be easily an easy winner for Best Animated Picture in the Oscars next year, unless one of the big corporations pays them off and Hoppers or Toy Story 5 wins instead, which that would suck. But then again, the Oscars have respected um, truly authentic animation recently with Flow, with Del Toro's Pinocchio, and with The Boy and the Heron. And with this one, I truly feel like they could recognize this one. And I really hope people flock to theaters to see this one to make this a financial success, to make all the work that these animators put into this film feel worth it. If this film ends up being one of the highest grossing animated films of all time, it would be such a big speech, a big stance against AI, showing that art is alive and well and people are willing to go and see it. People are willing to see this work brought to life. And I couldn't be more excited. October cannot come any quicker. Wildwood is going to be something truly special.